Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us here for the 10 Weather Impact Show. I'm Meteorologist Aaron White.
And I'm Breana Albizu. Good to be with you guys, of course. Very busy day today.
Yeah,
My goodness.
all the rain. It was kind of wild this morning.
It's been a long traffic morning, I like
Sure.
to say. Lots of crashes going on, unfortunately, because it's just all the weather we saw.
Yeah, I mean, some pretty heavy rainfall. There were even some flood advisories earlier this morning. Thankfully,
low visibility, too.
Yeah, low visibility, and we might actually see that again. Some fog could be an issue as we go into tomorrow morning, but thankfully the rain's clearing out this afternoon.
It is.
Things
Good
are looking
news.
better. We'll get some sunshine out there as well, so just a bit of an active morning, like you said.
Just a little bit.
But hey, at least it's calming down now and things are
Yeah.
looking brighter here for your afternoon here on your Monday. So let's dive into the forecast as we talk about what's happened here overall today. We had a decent amount of rainfall across the area. Here's a look at some of those rainfall totals. Washington Courthouse, 1.64 inches of rainfall over the last 24 hours. And around Groveport, we had just under an inch of rain. Around Columbus at the Columbus International Airport, 0.41 is the official total. So some decent moisture, some good rainfall here for today. And here's a look at some more of the rainfall, a little bit more detail, where some of the heaviest rainfall did actually set up. You saw the numbers there around Washington Courthouse, some of the heaviest rainfall. That is where we saw the purple showing up there around Washington Courthouse and back to the south and west. So really near and south of the Columbus Metro is where a lot of that heavy rainfall did occur here today. Even areas around Circleville and Lancaster, some of those locations that had so much rainfall in the last couple of weeks, dealing with flooding back in late June and early July. And we had at least a little bit of some minor flooding occurring here earlier today with some of those flood advisories. Thankfully, things are quieting down. So for this afternoon, we're already starting to see some sunshine after the rain this morning. Still some rain on the radar, at least further to the east across far eastern Ohio. A lot of that is now moving into West Virginia and parts of Pennsylvania. That's all clearing away. We could see a couple sprinkles still this afternoon, this evening here around 5 p.m. Notice a couple blips of green there showing up. Really nothing to worry about here for the rest of today. We should still see some sunshine, so the evening actually looking a-okay. As we go into tonight, we'll see a few passing clouds, and then notice what happens as we get closer to 7 a.m. here. All this that you see there, that's the potential for some fog to develop because of the rain that we had this morning. The ground is now saturated, so as we get some dry air over top of the moisture, could see some areas of fog, especially near and south of Interstate 70. So it is something we'll have to watch here for your Tuesday morning. Otherwise, that's going to clear out and we'll actually get some sunshine here through the day on Tuesday. Maybe an isolated shower, but the better chance of rain, that will arrive here on Wednesday. And with that will come the chance for some thunderstorms that could bring some heavy rainfall here across central Ohio. And we're not done with those chances because they do continue even as we go into our Thursday and Friday, and that could mean some more heavy rainfall. This is an estimate. This is a potential of how much rainfall we could see. So it's not going to be exact, as notice there are some locations that it's not showing anything for, but other locations getting 1, 2, 3 inches of rainfall. So it's really going to come down to where those storms actually move through. If they move over one location, well, we're talking about some fairly heavy rainfall. And that's what we have in the forecast here for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tomorrow, actually going to be a decent day. A very slight chance for a shower. Otherwise, most of us are going to stay dry. We'll get some sunshine. If you have any plans outside, it's actually going to be a nice afternoon here on Tuesday. And then going towards the weekend, also looking much better as those chances really start to taper off here as we head into your Saturday and Sunday. So if you have a tea time planned here for tomorrow, like I said, the weather is looking nice. Great conditions here, just an isolated shower, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy. Wednesday and Thursday, different story. We got rain in the forecast. It might not be a total washout, so there might be some time here on both days where you can get outside and enjoy some of the conditions, but note that rain is in the forecast and it could be fairly widespread here as we go into our Wednesday afternoon and even into Thursday and Friday. So the forecast for the rest of today, after some rain this morning, that's all cleared out. So we'll be partly cloudy here this afternoon. 85 degrees for a high temperature, winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10. Tonight still staying partly cloudy, that chance for a little bit of fog developing here by the morning. And as we head into our forecast for tomorrow, aside from the potential for some fog and cloud cover in the morning, looking at partly cloudy skies and heating back up, 89 degrees for a high temperature here on your Tuesday. We're up to 90 though for Wednesday and Thursday, getting actually kind of toasty here as we head towards the end of the week. With the heat and with more moisture around, more humidity, that's going to fuel the rain chances that we have here for Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. We'll keep the chances around here even for the weekend, highs in the mid 80s, but overall the chances are going to be on the lower side. So hopefully we'll actually end up with a little bit of a drier weekend after some good rainfall, I think, here for Wednesday and Thursday.
That's good, because when I see something like that, I'm like, all I see is the rain.
Yeah, I know,
like, is it
right?
Gonna ruin my day?
It's like almost, it's going to be every day
exactly.
or all day,
That's
too.
what it seems like, right? But you said it's a smaller chance. So.
Yeah, smaller chances. The best chances for anything, I think, are just going to stay Wednesday, Thursday, even into early Friday. So the weekend right now, it'll be decent. I mean, even like what we had just over the weekend, we had the morning on Saturday was nice. Then we got those afternoon storms developing.
Loud too.
Yeah, very loud. There was some pretty intense lightning in downtown. So
I live downtown, so I remember.
So you probably heard of them,
I was trying to take a nap as someone who works a morning shift does, right in the middle of the day on a Saturday, and I was just sleeping, and then I just heard like a huge roar of thunder. It kind of scared me. So it was, those Saturday storms were intense.
Yeah,
so hopefully you don't really see much of that.
Hopefully not.
Coming up.
Pretty intense.
Keeps you busy. I know that.
Definitely. We had some pretty strong winds. We even had some of the lightning leading to some power outages. So bit of a busy day back on Saturday, but things are looking quieter, at least for today. So enjoy your Monday afternoon and enjoy tomorrow before we have to talk about some more storms. And something that we've also been talking about here, we talked about it a lot back in June, the hazy skies, all the wildfire smoke, and starting to see a little bit more of that happening here. More of it's going to be to the north and west, but there's a lot of fires that are burning up in parts of Canada. And notice what we have, all those icons that you see there, all those little fire icons, those are all the active wildfires. So they're really concentrated up in Manitoba, north of Winnipeg, and into Saskatchewan, there east of Edmonton. And these are all sending just a lot of smoke up into the atmosphere, and it's getting back into the upper Midwest. However, this time around, it's staying just to our north. It's been across parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, lower air quality for those regions, and also some poor air quality even into parts of Michigan here earlier today. But thankfully, that's staying away from central Ohio. We are looking at decent conditions here for the next couple of days. But really, what it's going to come down to is, as long as those fires continue to burn, there's going to be more chances that we could see some haze and wildfire smoke building in here across the Midwest as we go through the rest of July.
Wow. Keep in mind with that. And while these fires continue to burn in parts of Canada, another fire has been raging at the Grand Canyon. Take a look here. The Dragon Bravo fire on the north rim of Grand Canyon National Park exhibited extreme fire behavior, resulting in a 500-acre expansion. Fire managers have confirmed the loss of the Grand Canyon Lodge and many historic cabins in the area. With continued active fire behavior and ongoing risks to personnel and infrastructure, the north rim will remain closed to all visitor access for the remainder of the 2025 season.
Yeah, just wild. I mean, just wild how many fires are burning even in the U.S., in parts of Canada, and devastating to see those pictures. I mean, burning down some historic buildings there in the Grand Canyon.
Can't get it back. It's devastating. A lot of stuff going on here. And well, meanwhile, in this week's Climate Watch report, we look at the disastrous flooding over in Texas. Of course, we've been mentioning that, and the urgent need to address rising levels of greenhouse gases. Here's Jesse Mitchell.
We're keeping an eye on the climate. Here's what you need to know. More than 120 people are dead and more than 150 are still missing after catastrophic flooding in Texas Hill Country. Up to 20 inches of rain fell in some places, causing the Guadalupe River to rise as much as 26 feet in 45 minutes. Climate scientists say warming temperatures make these types of disasters more extreme and frequent because hotter air holds more moisture, leading to heavier downpours and more flash flooding. With the need to address rising greenhouse gases as urgent as ever, the U.S. took a step back on clean energy. President Trump signed an executive order to further limit which wind and solar projects qualify for tax credits. The move could slow development across the country, while China surges ahead, building nearly 3/4 of all new wind and solar projects worldwide. A new report says China's renewable energy capacity now outpaces its coal and gas generation for the first time. And finally, if you're heading to the beach this summer, you might want to check the water quality first. A new report found that 61% of U.S. beaches had at least one day last year with unsafe levels of fecal contamination. Heavy rain can overwhelm sewage systems and wash pollution straight into the water, a problem expected to get worse with climate-driven extreme weather. Nearly 1 in 7 beaches tested positive for contamination on 25% of testing days or more. That's your Climate Watch. For the latest on climate and environmental news, go to cbsnews.com and follow us on Instagram at CBS News Planet. I'm Jesse Mitchell in New York.
And earlier today, SpaceX's Dragon undocked from the International Space Station. After performing a series of departure burns to move away from the space station, Dragon, the space capsule there, will conduct a multiple orbit lowering maneuvers, jettisoning the trunk and re-entering the Earth's atmosphere for a splashdown off the coast of California here early tomorrow morning. And we were watching that rocket launch just a couple of weeks ago, so kind of cool that the mission has been going well, and now they're getting to the final part where the capsule will return to Earth here tomorrow.
That's pretty cool.
So we'll probably have another update on that here tomorrow as well.
Tomorrow.
Here. Yeah, so it's going to be around 5:30 in the morning here local time.
I'll be watching out.
Yeah,
Should I look up on the sky?
Yeah, right.
Just step out of studio real quick after my traffic hits.
Yeah, there you go. So a lot of cool stuff happening. You know, we've been watching a lot of different things here, of course, for our weather here, but also for what's been happening with those fires, the flooding. It's just been unfortunate, really, in parts of central Texas there with what happened just in the last week and a half.
Yeah.
They even got more rain yesterday and into this
Crazy
morning. So hopefully things quiet down.
Thoughts and prayers to them always, as you know, they continue to go through so much right now.
I mean, it's just been really devastating. So we'll be watching that, of course. We're also watching our forecast here, and so is Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz. He's back in this afternoon here for the 4, 5, and 6. So until then, you can catch more news and weather online at 10tv.com. Have a great afternoon.